sequin material. I think it's for a 9-year-old, I'm not sure. So I want to cut the bottom part first. Her length is 35 and her half length is 11.5. So we're going to do 35 minus 11.5. That's 23.5. So the length from the waist down will be 23.5. That's the first thing I want to cut because I want this tip to be at the bottom. Do that. She has 1.5 yards of fabric. So I'm going to use 1 yard to cut, that's 1 yard to cut the bottom part, half yard for the upper part of the sleeve. Okay, this is 19.5. Then the height, or the length rather, we said 23.5, right? So I'm only going to add half an inch because we are not folding the down. So I'm only going to add half inch for the joining. That's 24. When I separate it, I will open up the zip part. And now I'm not opening anything. Just a straight cut. It's not flared, just straight. So I said her bust is 29, but I'm going to use 30 so it will be easy for calculation since it's in inches. So 30 divided by 4 is 7.5. Then I'll add 1.5 inch sewing allowance because children will grow, and then we also turn with lining. So that will be 9. So 9 plus 2 because I want to cut the front and the back together. So 9 plus 2, 9 times 2, sorry. That's 18. Then 1 inch zip allowance, that's 19. I'm using this short part, not this long part. We have 19. Her length, her front body's length or half length, like people call it. I'm not using her half length, I'm using above the navel. I don't want it to be on the navel, I want it to be above so to have a little fitting. So when they eat, that part will not be holding them really tight. So that would be 29 cm. So converting it to inches is 11.5 inches. So I'm going to add 1 inch extra, half inch for all. No, I'm not adding any extra because it's an off shoulder. So I'm doing exactly 11.5. 11 to 12. I'm not adding anything up because I'm still going to cut off the shoulder part. Here will be for the front part, for the back. So for the front part, her neck circumference. Her neck circumference is 33 cm. Yes, 33 cm. I'll divide that by 5. That's 6.6. So over here, 6.6 cm, please. I'm going to mark 5.6. Down here, I'm going to mark 6.6. You can turn your tape and convert it if you like. Shoulder length is 9. Shoulder length is from here, this way. So from where that neck starts from, that's when you mark the shoulder length. 9 cm is not inches. So I'm marking 9 cm and I'm going to add half inch allowance. Or 1.5 cm. I'm reducing it by 1 inch. Please take note, I use both cm and inches. So I'm connecting that line, the shoulder line now to the neck. I have my that's what's important to me. Then let me mark her bust. We said 9, right? Just going to mark 9. I'll reduce the waist later. Her waist is 28, right? So that's 7. 7 plus 1.5, that's 8.5. So I'm going to reduce this by half. By the time I measure, I'll have my 8.5. Connect. Down. Then shoulder to where her bust point is 16 cm, please. That's where the bust measurement should be placed. So that's where it is. So that's where I ruled my line from to meet the 8.5 down. Then if I'm curving my armhole, I'm going to stop right on top of that line. Her armhole to armhole, that's armpit, front armpit to armpit in 28, that's 14. 14. This will guide you to help you with the curve, because if you draw a straight line, by the time you sew your allowance, it's already entering into the armhole. You need that curve, you need it to curve very well. That's why I take that measurement. So after I measure my 14, I'm going to add 1.5 cm sewing allowance. So that will be 15.5 cm. This is where it stops. So I'm drawing the curve in, then down that line. See that it has given us more curve than how I've just drawn straight like that. The front is ready as it is. Then her where the off shoulder is going to start from, since she's a child, we don't want it to be too open. I'm only going to take out 1.5 inch from here. If you measure from here to this point, for adults it's about 2.5, some people it's 3, where the armpit starts to show. She's a child, she's not trying to expose anything. So I'm just going to do only 1.5 so that it just comes down a little. From there, I will now, it's a straight neck, so I'm just going straight, just straight up. I don't want her body to be showing at all. So I'm drawing a straight line. Our up shoulder, front is ready now. We'll go to the back. I'll mark it.
It's close to our place.
That's our zip allowance. That's why I said we don't start from here. Start from, because I'm going to cut this point out now. Let me just remove the line. So that point, this part is going out. Then her neck, we've already measured the neck here. We got 6.5. So for the front, we did 5.5, but for the back, I'm going to do 6. The back is a little bit wider than the front. Because of the back, if you notice your back neck, your back is broader than your front. So I'm doing 6 cm instead. 6 cm. Then here I'm doing, because it's off shoulder, I can still mark the same thing, but if the front back neck is not supposed to be that low, 4 cm is enough. Then you connect the two of them. From there, I'll now mark my shoulder length. So you see that even the back, even though the back neck is a little bit wider, the shoulder length remains the same. It's the shoulder that will meet. Our shoulder length is 9 cm plus 1.5 extra. That's 10.5. 10.5 here by 1. It comes forward a bit. It prevents the neck from standing, being too sharp. Even if you want to alter the neck, you must have this neck first, like this. Then anything you want to do, if you want to now make the neck wider, you now come from here and make it wider. But the initial neck must be drawn like this with the measurement of the neck circumference before you now do your shoulder. Anything you want to do, you can go ahead and continue. Then her let me mark her bust measurement, which is 9 is entering inside here. Okay, two of them are meeting. Here is 8.5. Okay, so this line remains the same. This down to the 8.5. Cutting is very easy. So that's the issue. Then her back, armhole to armhole, the back now. I took the measurements 28, the back is 29. So that's 14.5 plus 1 extra, that's 15.5, right? Sorry. trying to curve the neck, the shoulder, the armhole rather. I'm curving it back to join this place. Here, one. I'm going to do only one. The front I did 1.5. The back I'm going to do only one. I didn't want the back to be low. I'm connecting it straight. And the extra band on top, because it has a strap on top. I'll just measure here. This is 2 inches. This is 1.5. That'll be 3.5. So my strap from front to back will be 3.5. The strap, there's a strap from here to the back. This will be 3.5 because this will help you so that you don't have adjustment. You don't make strap that is too long, bringing the cloth down, or it's too high. This is what we removed. So it's as if we are putting it back again, but in form of a strap this time around. So we are done. There's no that. Children's clothes don't have that. You can go ahead and cut. Sleeve. If you are doing off shoulder, you have to measure the armhole left. After you've cut the bodies, the armhole left, you measure wherever you stop, then you draw a straight line. For this one now, if I was doing if this was an adult now, I would do what we have left was 6.5. If I mark 6.5 from here, I'll now take this measurement. You see that it is about 3¼ but because she's a child, her sleeve can't be this big, so I'm going to do 2 inches only, because I don't want it opening. I want it to be, if I let it be tight safe, so that it will not be opening and falling off. So that's what I mean by this place is the measurement of here to here. It depends on what is left. If the armhole was here, it will be wider. If you measure and it stopped here, here will be wider. See, here is about 3½. So the lower you go, the wider it will be. The smaller the off shoulder, the smaller the sleeve. So here to here will be 2 inches, because ½ inch for sewing. That will be 2.5. I'll mark. Her bicep, that's her round measurement. Her armhole, round arm measurement is 10.5. 10.5. If I use 10 divided by 2, that's 5, plus 1 inch extra, that's 6. So that will be 6 inches. Yeah. Inches. The one down, that's where the sleeve stops, I'm going to reduce ½ inch. So this is 6, here will be 5½. Okay, so from here out now, I have to get 6.5 so that it will match what we have. And I'm not going to draw a curve. Please don't draw a curve. If you draw a curve, it's going to be too wide. You need something slanted so that it will give you space. If this is curved and you are sewing curve to curve, the armhole will be entering inside. So I'm going to draw a slanted line. It might be slightly curved here, but as you get here, I'll join it back to this one. Why this one is slightly curved? Because I don't want it to be bigger than the 2.5 I gave. If you draw a straight line, by the time you are coming down, it's going to be wider. So I'm going to come down a bit, then connect back to that line. So we need to check if we have 6.5. If not, we'll have to increase this. We have 6.5. This is going to start from here. Then connect back to that line. And our sleeve is ready. You can see that the band has been joined to the waist. See, it's open. I only joined it on this side and on this side. Then we placed the back on top of the front. We've joined this side, we've joined this side. This is a sequin fabric. if you don't sew it like this and then turn with lining, it's going to cause this part to be itching the child on their skin. So that's why we are sewing it like this, so that we can turn neatly. We don't want this part to be showing. It's going to be inside. You see it. The lining has also been sewn the same way, like that. So we are now going to turn like this. But before then, I want to put the strap. We've sewn the strap. What we need is 4 inches, and this is 6. So I'm going to take out one from here and one from here. This will give me 4. I'm taking out one from here also and one from here. I'm going to start fixing the band for the middle, the strap rather. I don't know why I'm calling it band. This is the middle, so I'm moving out by 3 inches. Move out as on this side too by 3 inches. So I'm placing this here. When it's sewn, this is how it's going to be. So I'm going to sew this like this, starting from that 1 inch. I'm leaving the extra inside in case anything happens and I need to adjust it. So it's starting from here. So I'm going to pin like this and pin this one. Then place this on this. And start sewing like this, like this. No, this first. When this is sewn, I'll then adjust and place this at the back. But it's too short. I need to sew this one first before we come to the back. The one part of the lining, my lining is 42 inches. Part I'm going to use for the lining. This is the net. The net is 18 inches long. So I've done gathers. I'm going to draw the gathers now. After drawing the gathers, I will show you how to attach it to the lining before sewing it to the dress. So on the upper part, I want to attach it up with the bottom part. So the middle of the bottom part. Fold it into 100 midpoints. Once you have the midpoints, pin it down. Then for the middle of the upper part. This is the middle. Pin it down. And I'm going to pin the middle of the top and middle of the down. Then pin the ends. Leaving a detail so I can turn the lining with that part. Then I'll take the side seam, pin it against the side seam on this part. The same on the other side, the side seam. So the side seam of this part. Then the end to the end of this part, just so that I know what excess I have and it will help me pleat evenly. I want 3 pleats in front, 2 on this side, 1 in front, then 1 on either side seams, then 1 at the back. So altogether I'm going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 pleats. Now use this out. The work is arranged, you have to make sure that it's arranged properly. Okay, this one. So go to the second side, go back, again to the middle. just shine, 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 shine. So this is it. I haven't put the net, I haven't put the lining. This is the dress. Inside of it. I hope you can see the inside. But the inside is really rough. It's the lining that will turn all the rough sides in, make it look very neat. So this is how the net is going to be. And the net, I want to show you another way that I did the lining. The first dress, I've showed you how I did the lining for the first dress, but the second dress I decided to do it differently. So what I did was I joined the lining. This is the bodice of the lining and this is the bottom part of the lining. So I joined the bodice to the bottom part. Also, I gathered the net separately. This is the net. I gathered it separately together. Then I sew it on top of the lining, on top of the skirt part of the lining. That was before I now joined it to the bodice. So this is what the lining looks like. This is the bodice part, this is the skirt part. So the net is attached to the skirt part, but this is the inside of the lining, please, so that the net doesn't rub against the child's skin. So what I'm trying to do here is to sew everything inside so that this sequin material, this part of the sequin material doesn't even touch the child's skin at all. So after I did that, then I turned, okay, this is the bodice, this is the body. So I put the lining, see, cloth and lining together. I sew it together, then I did a top stitch. This is what we call a top stitch. You sew on the lining part so that it holds the neck of both the sequin and the lining, holds it down, prevents it from riding up when you start to wash. So after I did that for the front, I did that for this side, then I'm coming to do that for this second side. I'll show you how I did it. So I've already sewn the zip. See what I did? I attached the zip before putting the lining. Ignore this part, I've already done this part, so I'm just showing you what I did. I sewed the zip on top of the dress itself before I now place the lining on it. So I'm going to show you how I place the lining on it to sew it. So after I joined, I've sewn the neck and top stitched. I've sewn the neck, then I've also top stitched. So instead of stopping here, I continued. See, I continued sewing the lining down. This is the lining, this is the fabric, and you can see the zip is in between. So I continued sewing it all the way till I got to the bottom, the end. I stopped. So I'm going to sew this one so that you can see clearly what I did now. Okay, I placed this. Okay, so I'm going to sew it this way, then I'm going to see, this is the zip. I'm going to take the lining and then continue sewing. You can see, right, all the way down till I get to the end of the zip, and I'll show you. I want to sew it now so that you can understand it better. See? I'm only sewing a little, less than half an inch for the neck. again and sew that strap part twice. Good. The neck has been sewn. So this is the part that has the zip. I'm closing it down now. Turning it, you have to turn it the other way. I'm sewing just at the tip of the zip. Not at this end, at the tip of the zip, because what we are trying to do is remove this sequin totally from touching the child's body, and it starts from here. The sequin starts from here, so I'm sewing at the tip of the zip here. As you're sewing, keep feeling for the zip. Make sure that the zip is inside. At the end. Children's skin are very tender. While making their clothes, you have to put that into consideration. This is what I've sewn. See, the zip is sandwiched in between. So I'm going to turn it out now so that you can see. Let me zip this. See, I've zipped it. Okay, so this is it. Have you seen it? This is it. This is it. I've covered the sequin completely. This part is out, so I'm going to sew it again so that I hold on to this so it looks like this part. This is how it's going to be. You see that everything is inside. This is the net, this is the satin, and this is the fabric. So let me turn it out. So no side will be touching her skin, so she will not have any case of mommy is scratching me, it's itching me, and it's full. Love the way net makes the dress look so full. See, before the net, you remember how it looked. Now with the net, see how it looks. There's a difference, huge difference. Just look at it. Okay. So I'm going to fix the sleeve and then we'll call it a day. So this is the sleeve, and I'm making the sleeve now. It's an off-shoulder sleeve like I told you yesterday. I'm turning it with bias. Top part. You know, don't starve yourself. You're hungry, you eat. Once when you finish it, have snacks around you that you can snack on. Take a break, you'll be there hungry morning till night. And that's what causes ulcer in most tailors. So watch it. So this is the sleeve. I've turned it with bias. I'm going to sew this part down now with 1/2 inch. I'm going to sew it down. This is the armhole part, this is the part that stays here, and this is the hand itself. I'm going to attach it now to the body. Pin is your best friend. Make sure you pin. And go straight and pin the middle. If you have any excess, you can do a pleat close to the underarm area. Hope you enjoyed making the dress with me. Remember to subscribe and share this video and also like it. See you next time. Bye.